am Sister Donalyn Marie Morta, SPC. I am 33 years old. Okay, right now I am a third year junior profess sister, but I entered the convent in 2016. So it's been 6 years since I entered the convent.
I'm Sister Flor. Flor de Lisa is the full name. Deza is my family name. That's my baptismal name. And then when I entered the convent, I added my mother's name, Crispina. So my full name now as a religious is Flor de Lisa Crispina Deza. I have been in religion for more than 50 years already. So if I entered at 22, after college and working for at least 3 years, then you can more or less make your own summation.
In 2014, I had a boss. I was a lay missionary in the youth ministry of CFC Youth for Christ. I've been there since 2012, and it was in 2014 when our boss asked us to find a personal retreat. But instead of finding a personal retreat, it was from advice of my friend. Why not try going for a search-in? So apparently I do not know what a search-in was. So I googled it, and then it led me to another congregation, different from the SPC sisters. But that was the starting point of really asking the Lord, am I for this kind of life? And the rest was history. If you would ask how I got to know the sisters, it was really by faith. It was really leading of the Lord. It came from a priest. After trying out another congregation, a priest pointed me to the Sisters of St. Paul of Chartres, and here I am right now.
When I was in college, because that was the time I was exposed to the sisters, and I was thinking about life in general. And so that was when I started to think about it. But I didn't think about becoming a sister early on. In fact, when I was in grade school, high school, we used to, write autographs, fill out Islam books. And some of my classmates, girls, always would say, to be a nun, to be a nun. I never placed to be a nun. But the ones who had been placing to be a nun didn't become one. And I did. Because the Lord calls. And you have to be sensitive to the call. So that even if you think you are not called, like me, I thought I was not called at the very beginning, the Lord will tell you in time what He wants you to be and do. And how to get into that is, there are many ways. I said I was exposed to the sisters. I was doing studies in theology. I was involved with Student Catholic Action. And I thought it was such a beautiful thing to be able to do something for people.
Yes, it may come as a surprise because I do not know any religious sister in the community or in my school before, or even in our family. It was more of I went to a school formerly run by the sisters, and then by another group of sisters, not the SPC sisters. And during that time, I was I think I was around kinder when I was really heavily bullied. That I found a safe place. This is it looks like some sort of um, a small cemetery, but not really. It's more of a room with all the names of the sisters who used to serve in that school. And then that was my safe place because nobody was going there. And then it was then that I felt safe. Um, it was then that I started imagining what if I would grow up to be like them, like one of them, even though I have no idea. Well, I have no clear idea what a sister was. Just the image of someone praying um, all the time, and it made me feel as though a life of praying all the time is not a bad life.
Actually, when I was a growing girl, grade school, high school, I never thought of becoming a nun. Um, in the first place, there was no religious in our family, but I come from a very religious family in the sense that my grandmother, our elders were very religious. They were very regular in going to mass, in coming home, in making us come home at 6 o'clock to for the oracion, and then saying the rosary at night before going to bed, something like that.
What I like most about living in a religious community is that it helps me practice our vows of chastity, poverty, and obedience. I could uh, really say that my community is my saving grace because just to explain, as sisters, we live in communities. Maybe other congregations have another setup, but for us, we are always in a community, and it is a blessing and at the same time a challenge because we are coming from different backgrounds. We do not choose who are we to be with. We are brought together by providential circumstances, and it is here that I'm able to stretch my ability to understand, my ability to hold on to my vocation. That really it's not about who I am with, but really how I am to practice my faith, how I am to practice loving the way God loved.
Living in community is perhaps one of the greatest joys because there is mutual support, mutual sharing. There is sharing in the same ideals, performing the same work, and you live with sisters who more or less have the same ideals like you have, and it's a very good thing to share. But oftentimes, community life also presents the biggest challenge because you live with women coming from different backgrounds, different mentalities, different culture, sometimes even different language. So adjustment is oftentimes important. You have to adjust and accept one another, including ideas, including beliefs, including processes, how you would like to do things. Others may want to do it this way and you might like to do it another way. So there's a give and take. So it's community life is both one of the greatest blessings and at the same time one of the greatest challenges.
Okay. For one, wala na ako sa early 20s. I am in my early 30s. And, but it does not remove the fact that thinking about what if I will, at my age I am married, what if at my age I am a mother already, there is still that that possibility. There is, because my body is still made to be a mother. So biologically, I am in that stage of my life. So yes, to be very honest, it is a challenge. It is an everyday challenge, especially when I am surrounded by little kids. There would always be that that question, what if, and especially whenever that time of the month comes, that your body is ovulating. There would always be that challenge. But do I feel like I'm missing out on something? Whenever that thought would come to mind, I would specially bring it to prayer. That would be my my material for prayer, because that's what I am going through. That's my reality, and that is my poverty. Right now I am not called for that anymore.
Actually, no. Because once you have made the decision, then you follow that decision and everything else becomes secondary. So if you give up marriage for the sake of religious life, service in the church, then you will no longer, you stop thinking about getting married and having children because you already have made a choice. Stick to the choice and be faithful to the choice.
So in case any of you or any of your friends are thinking they might be called for a religious life, stay open. Stay open, because discernment is not one time, big time. It's not really, mas madali sana kung ang discernment is a choice between doing bad or doing good. But sometimes it's not like that. A lot of times discernment is choosing between two goods, because it's still good to be married. It's still good to the same time that the same way that it is good to be a religious sister, and it's also good to have a life of single blessedness, and that's why we are called to be in constant state of discernment. So if you are already asking questions, then welcome to the club, because I still do ask questions. Do not stop asking questions, because the Lord has a plan for you. The Lord has a much better plan for you. You may have a plan for yourself, for your own life, but trust me, the plan of the Lord is way better than what you can imagine.
Pray. Continue to pray and ask the Lord to clarify for you what He wants you to be and what He wants for you. Because it is a life that is going to be shared with others, and it is a life that comes because of the call of Jesus. So connect with the Lord through prayer and be sensitive to what life is offering you. And then secondly, you can relate with other people who share the same ideal. So if you want to be a sister, for example, it would be good to have a sister friend. It would be good to have a confessor to which you can relate what you are thinking, what you're feeling, and so on. So that your vocation is reinforced.